Hello and welcome to my channel, Shanna Makes It. Today I decided that I would be using this stamp here to try this out. I frequently in my videos you'll see that I use spell binders or Simon Says stamp and that type of thing. But the other day was out at Hobby Lobby and was looking at some stamps, and I found this one and I got it for $2.49. Originally $9.99, but reduced for $2.49. I actually bought a couple because it seems like, you know, your stamps and dies are incredibly expensive, and I thought it would be fun to use maybe a less expensive stamp and see what I can do with it. I also even started doing a little browsing on Amazon just to see, and you can get stamp and die sets on Amazon for about the price of a stamp from Spellbinder. So I was kind of checking that out because this can be a really expensive hobby, and so I thought I would give it a try. So I took this. I liked this whole squirrel and nut thing, predominantly because my dad constantly has a squirrel problem at his house, and I thought this would be funny to make a squirrel card for him out of this. So I thought that's what I would do today. So I was just fooling around with it a minute ago, and I went ahead and stamped. I put it on my MISTI, and I stamped this particular one out, and then I did 2 of each of those nuts. And I thought I would start there. I really like the coloring on here, and I thought I could kind of use that as a guide to try and color. So I think I'll try to do that. And so I thought I'd just bring you along for that. I'm not real sure where I'm going with this card. I don't normally make cards ahead of time before my videos. I usually just decide to make a card, turn on the camera, and start videoing. So this is what you get. So I'm going to select some of my markers, and then we'll do some coloring. Okay, so I've just grabbed 3 markers. Like I said, I'm going to try and imitate this design a little bit. I've got this dull green blend, and these are my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend brushes. And I grabbed that one, and then I grabbed 2 of my browns. Not sure what I'm going to use. This one is the Earth Brown blend, and then this one is the Gold Brown blend. So I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper. Which normally I have them laying all over my desk, but of course I cleaned my desk off, so I had to grab one real quick. And what I think I'm going to do is just test these colors out before I get started so that I have an idea what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this gold brown blend first because I think it kind of looks like the colors that are on the... It's kind of dark, but just see what we've got here. Okay, we have that one. Put that there. This is the first one. Trying to keep them straight. Oh yeah, I think that's probably much too dark. Yeah, that's just too dark for what I'm wanting. I think I'm gonna go with this one. And then we'll look and see with the green. And I tried to find like a kind of a sagey green. Interesting. That mid-tone on that green actually, I don't know if I just pushed harder or what. It appears to be a little bit darker, but I'm going to use those colors. I think I can work it out with that. So I'm going to lay this other brown one that I had aside, because if not, I'll wind up picking up the wrong marker. And I think I'm going to need a pink too for the little rosy cheeks. I think, I'm just going to use this pale pink. Actually, we'll need 2 colors with that, it looks like, because that's kind of orangey looking. Yeah, we'll come up with something. Yeah, I think that'll work. We'll use the 2 mid and the light. Okay, So I am not by any means a colorist. Man, I'm not. So I'm going to just do the best that I can, and that's what I'm going to do. I may need a black. I'm going to pull in one of my little illustration markers that's in black in case I need that, so I'll lay that up there. So I think what I'll do is, actually, I think I'll just start with the shoes, I think is what I'm going to start with. And I'm just going to lay down my lightest color first. And then we'll come back in with a shading. Now these squirrels, I say my dad has a squirrel problem, but we're actually neighbors, so we kind of all have a squirrel problem. They'll, for some reason, they like to hide their nuts in the vehicles. So that's always interesting. They'll just actually, I don't know where they put them, if they put them in the air filter pan or what, but they get them in there, and then we have to take it apart and get them out. We've had that happen a couple of times, so it's pretty interesting how it happens. Actually, I think I want to blend that in a little bit further. This is my mid-tone. I'm going light to dark, and then I think I'll go back to light after I do that. So I'm hoping that I can do this. Like I said, I'm just practicing my coloring because I'm not really that great at it. But I like it. It's fun. Let's try and blend them in. Looks like I need a little light spot. Right there. Oops, I want to get to my lightest. I made a mistake last time I was coloring, and I grabbed my dark one where I wanted my light, and I made a nice little mark on there, so I had to go back and when I finished my card, I had to just put an embellishment there just to kind of cover it up. So there's a little bit of blending there, probably not quite as much as I'd like. So I'm using the lighter. I can kind of lift it a little bit. I think that'll be all right. So that's cute. Okay, so now we're going to work on our little squirrel element. And so I'm just going to, again, use my lightest color first and just get it all colored in. The way that the example on the carton leaves this little extra line white, so I'm going to just do that. Obviously, I'm going to have to fussy cut this out. Whoops, I said that, and then I just colored it in a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to have to fussy cut this out, which I do not like fussy cutting. There's some people like it. I think most people don't. So if I can get a die for something and not have to fussy cut it, I definitely enjoy that. But at $2.50, I think I can, or 49 cents, I think I can do a little fussy cutting. So I'm just going to quit talking, and I'll just video, and then I can speed it up, and you can just kind of watch me color that way. All this coloring won't take an eternity. Okay, so there's my coloring. Like I said, I'm not really that great at coloring or blending, but I just keep working at it, just keep practicing, and hopefully eventually I'll see some improvement and be a little more satisfied with my blending. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go off camera and do a little fussy cutting just to try and speed up time for the video. So here I'm just blending my panel that I'm going to lay my card elements down on. So I'll just speed it up and you can watch me blend. On this section, you'll notice there's some white in between the squirrel's tail and body. And I really decided I didn't like that, so I'm just taking a gray marker and just blending it in. Okay, now that I've got my panel blended and I've got my little squirrel and my nuts all laid down on the panel, I'm just inking up another piece of the stamp set, which is one of those flowers that are wispy that you can blow on and they'll just blow right off the stem. I'm just stamping that down there. And then after that, I'm going to take a sentiment from the stamp set, which is just hilarious. It says, "If life gives you nuts, be a nutcracker." And I'm going to stamp that down onto the card and just add the sentiment. So I think it'll be a really cute, fun card. Doing a little bit of cleanup on my stamp block. I have a tendency to be a little messy when I'm stamping, and I want to keep it clean so that when I actually go to lay it down on my card, I don't make a mess of it. So now I'm ready to just stamp that down, and it'll be a cute sentiment. Now that I've got my sentiment on there, I'm just going to pull my embossed panel and get my little card base laid down there nicely. I'm using my Bearly Art glue, and I'll just get it laid down on my card base nice and neat. And then that will finish up my card. I think it's super cute. I hope you like it. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you and have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.